Hello. So welcome back. So I've been thinking about all kind of stuff lately. I've just kind of, just like everybody else, I'm sure, like just been wondering what's going on. Obviously, we thought the election was going to go one way, and it did go the way that we thought it was going to go. The person that we knew was going to win, won, but was, you know, it was taken by F word. So we were all hoping that for the inauguration they would all get arrested, and literally for their inauguration they were all on the edge of their seats. It was completely ridiculous. Like, you could just tell by looking at them, they were all on edge. They all figured anything at any point was about to happen, and yeah, I thought it was going to also. Like, literally as he was swearing in, I was sick to my stomach realizing what was going on. I felt like nothing was going to be done. And then still, you know, they kept being hopium out there. Like, there was, for instance, a lot of people saying that on a certain day it was going to happen where Biden was going to be arrested for committing the ultimate, you know, what do you call that? You know, basically crime against this country. The word, the exact word is slipping my mind. It'll come back at some point. If I sat here and thought about it, I'd be being awkward silence for a bit. Treason. There we go. Thank God it came. So that's what I thought was going to happen. Then more and more time went by, and then the people that had said certain things that I was watching started changing their tune and saying, well, it's this and well, it's that, and I started thinking recently that it was. I kind of was hoping that I wasn't correct, and I might not be, but I might be right, or my thought might be right. I don't want to say that I would be right on this, but I talked in a previous video about a, not necessarily a meme I saw, but a quote that I've seen, basically stating that the best way to beat your enemies or opponents is to run their agenda. So basically, kind of like, you know, Fox News when it came to a certain point with, you know, Arizona's election, 2020 election, they called it way ahead of time for the Democrats. I knew right there was foul play going on. I didn't believe it whatsoever. I knew that they had sold out in some way, shape, or form. When it really boils down to it, they have a side, they have an agenda. But there's nothing that I can do about it. It's just me. You know, I can't go and do anything. Like, literally, I can't go take to the streets just little old me with a sign, you know, yelling out what I believe is going on. Nobody would really listen. I wouldn't have an audience. This is kind of my best bet for that on this platform. But there are a lot of people like me that are kind of saying the same thing, and not just kind of saying the same thing. They are saying the same thing. But we have been hearing for a long time, you know, since that election, the results came out after all the, you know, the stuff, the ballot stuffing, and, you know, the other stuff that was going on. You know, basically to shut the election stuff down at one point during the night, and then when they opened it back up, Biden was winning. Yeah, how fishy is that? And they were finding dumped ballots everywhere and all kind of stuff like that, and it was just ridiculous, like what was going on. And we're just sitting here, like, biting our nails, feeling nauseated, watching all this stuff happen, trying to figure out what is the future for our country. And it was very unclear at that point. You know, even up until this point, things finally started, you know, in the past months, things were falling into place where we could finally see that there's progress being made. And, you know, I heard Trump make speeches, not really a speech, but there was at a golf like country club somewhere, there was a women's Republican meeting or something like that going on, and Trump happened to be there at that golf course and walk through and to say hi. And one of the women asked him the question, when are you going to come back, what's going to happen, basically, and Trump said, you're going to like what's going to happen. I mentioned in the last video also Charlie Kirk, which is a great guy. I do believe he is a real patriot. But then again, for some people it's hard to point out who's real and who isn't anymore, because everybody's leading us patriots different ways, like saying, oh, this is what's going on, or oh, this is what's going on, oh, good things are about to happen, and we're like, man, they've been saying that good things are going to happen, and we're just trying to figure it out, and trying to actually have proof of the the proof behind the hopium is what we're trying to figure out. Like, where's the real proof of this stuff? This whole Mar-a-Lago thing didn't make any sense. The raid, obviously they were trying to, they thought it would ruin his chances to be able to be reelected by saying that, he's not qualified at that point. But I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe that they have buried themselves further in the hole that they've been digging, so to speak. There's just so much things, so much stuff that is just, I'm like, man, how do people not see through this at this point? But the thing is, a lot of people do. The media literally lies consistently and says that, oh, the majority of people feels this way, when it's really not true. Like, the minority of people feel that way. So I started to realize that a lot lately with everything that's going on, especially at first, all the anxiety and the the worrying about, like, my family's future and stuff like that. I feel like it's a lot brighter than what you think. I think that this way that Trump and his team are going about doing this, they've been saying it's a sting operation, and that sounded like really just believable at first, and the longer this has happened, it's kind of been like more unbelievable. And then this stuff starts to happen. It's hard to hold on to hope with the whole thing that was happening. But once again, I feel like all the stuff that's been done, what has happened by him. Hold on, let me say this. I remember Trump saying in a speech that he actually made, not a purposeful speech, but I believe he was asked some questions and he responded in a manner similar to this. He said that they had to go about things. They decided to go about doing things this way. They could have did things a different way, but they did it this way. I believe that the military coup in Myanmar made Trump make this decision to go about it this way, to make it so there was less civilian casualties via some type of a small civil war, a large scale civil war, because of the happenings going on. If he would have done it that way, had the military take over and whatever else, but he didn't. And I believe it was because of they tested the grounds with Myanmar, and there was some blowback there. And instead of doing it that way, because whatever, he chose a different route, which is, can't beat them, show them. I guess if you can't beat them right then and there, show them. They can't make them believe you by them listening to you. Show them. And that's exactly what Biden's done all on his own. I mean, it ain't even just Biden. The thing is, Biden ain't running his own. He's reading off of a teleprompter and asking people for permission to speak, and doesn't even know which way to walk or when to talk or how to put his own jacket on or how to stay on his bicycle. Like, he recently had a speech that I heard a couple people talking about where he didn't even blink his eyes the whole time. There were a lot of speculation in the very beginning of all this whether or not that he was actually even alive, if he was a person wearing a mask. And I had seen some videos where somebody come and fixed a mask on this fake Biden's face. It could have been, I have no idea. Like, it's just all so confusing, and doable. Why wouldn't people be confused about it? So I've heard rumors that him and Hillary Clinton and others were actually dead, and the people that are walking around now looking like them is just clones. And the Biden that you see now in office, go and compare pictures of him to the Biden that served with Obama. Just go do it. They are not the same person. I have no idea what's going on, but whatever dude this is running around in the White House right now that trips down the stairs, or like trips walking up the stairs and then bounces right back up and runs up, jogs up the stairs and trips again and bounces up. That's an 80-year-old person can't do that. That is not the body of an 80-year-old man. It's just all these questions, like the stuff that I'm saying right now, the stuff that I've seen, and I just can't explain. I have certain hypothesis or an opinion about what's going on, and then I see something else that maybe that opinion isn't right. Maybe it's this. It's really hard to understand what's going on. But I do believe that there are very good times ahead. I believe that the people are waking up. You know, the government people, not the government people, but this, you know, us, the civilians that live in this country. You know, a lot of people are waking up and changing their views on the way that they look at this country. And it's only getting worse for the Democrats when it comes to the way that they've lost the people. And now they've had to resort to an authoritarian, just basically a stance against us, the way that they talk to us, the way that they want us to do things, instead of just asking us or giving us a chance to do things the way that they want. They're looking at it towards in which way now can we force them to do that. So they have they've weaponized the IRS. You know, 87,000 of them or something like that, and there's not around 90,000. What are those people called? ATF agents. So they might put all those numbers together and have them start in, you know, just some areas and start to police people in certain ways that they want to do, or just start shooting people. I have no idea what's going to happen or what they're planning on doing. I know the whole thing with Nancy Pelosi visiting the Taiwan. She visited Taiwan against China's wishes, and a lot of people think that they're doing that stuff to start a nuclear lockdown, so we can't leave our homes again because of a bunch of bogus. If that does happen, I'm hoping that red states like Missouri and Texas and such don't follow along with that, but we'll have to see what happens, if that even happens. I don't know. That's just stuff that I've heard, and I've heard a lot of it, a lot of similar things like that to deal with a nuclear scare. And where there's smoke, there's fire. And especially recently, I've come to believe that even more. We'll just have to see. So if any of y'all have any input into this conversation that I've been having with this telephone, with my screen on my phone, you can leave it in the comment section below. If you have any questions, I will answer them the best that I can. There's been so much going on recently here. I'm so blessed. Me and my family are going to be moving. Gas is going down a little bit, but the inflation is still rising. Food's starting to cost more and more, and you know, we can't find formula because, you know, somebody's destroying it. You know, truckers are bringing it somewhere, and it's people from another country that are getting paid to destroy it are destroying it and bulldozing it into the ground. I've seen a couple of videos of that, truckers that are filming this stuff happening. We have a 6-month-old that we're doing our best to find food for, and he does have food, but it's hard to find it. I haven't seen any of the Parents' Choice Walmart brand formula on the shelves in a while. And I do believe that the formula that I saw them destroying in one of the videos was some Parents' Choice stuff. It's really, really scary stuff with that's going on. But we are moving to a different location. So like I've said in the previous videos, this wonderful unfinished limestone basement background behind me will not be here. I actually will have a studio, which is not in the house, kind of in the backyard, in a building back there that we have in the backyard. I'm super excited about that and getting that set up. So there will be the area where I do the reviews with the guns and the ammo and all that fun stuff there. And plus, attached in a little add-on that building, there will be a podcasting studio for my Christian conservative podcast called For Christ and Country. Y'all should go check that out. It is on CastBox. I barely have anything on there, but I'm doing my best to get that stuff on there as best I can. Been having some issues actually uploading content on there recently, and I'm not sure why, but y'all can go check that out. Subscribe. I only have 2 subscribers, so if you do want to hear some really cool conversations about stuff that's going on, me and my dad will be on there talking about some fun stuff. So God bless every single one of you. As always, have a great day. Jesus loves you. Bye-bye.